Good evening, everybody. As always, we want to thank God for another day. We want to thank Him for allowing us to be better than we were yesterday. Real quick, I really want to talk to our fathers. Our fathers. And this for fathers that have young men. This for fathers that have young men. And mothers, you can listen as well, but this is really, I want to talk to those fathers. I'm very big on talking to us, the men, because we need our men to do more. We need our men to be more involved. We need our men to be a better example. We need our men to put more forth of effort into our young men. But guys, let me tell you something. Just because your kid makes straight A's, it doesn't mean that they're going to be successful, and it doesn't mean that they will be good men, that they will be good fathers, that they will be good husbands, just because they make straight A's. Just because they make A's and B's, just because they make straight A's, just because they make dean's list, principal list, honor roll, whatever. That doesn't mean that they will be successful at being a good man, at being a good husband, at being a good father. And I know some of you right now is like, man, that's a little harsh, but it's not. There is nothing wrong, and it is great that your child makes great A's and B's, whatever. That is great. That is marvelous. That is one ultimate achievement. But let me tell you something. It can't stop there. It can't stop there, because those A's and B's that he's making, that's not going to make him a good man if you're not teaching him how to be a good man. That's not going to make him be a good father if he doesn't have the example of what a good father is. The honor roll will not make him a good husband if he doesn't see the example of what a good husband is, or how he should treat his woman or young women in general. So a lot of us, we boast about our kids making straight A's. We boast about our kids making dean's lists, principal lists, honor roll, all that. And that is marvelous. That is great. But let me tell you this right here. You have to do more. You have to do more. You just studying with him about how to take this test and how to pass this and how to make this project, all that. That's great, but that is not going to make him a man. What are you doing outside of academics to help your son be a man? I see so many of us have our kids spoiled to the T. Just because you think just because they make good grades, they're allowed to do certain things that are on the same level as us. And that's one thing we fail at. We fail at putting a kid in their place. We fail at letting them know that, hey, I'm an adult. I'm a father. I'm the parent. I'm the grown-up. You are the child. But a lot of times nowadays, we allow our kids to be on the same platform as us. They are on the same level as us. They are allowed to say certain things to us as if we are on the same playing field. And that's not true. That's not true at all. We cannot let our kids talk to us like they talk to our friends. But we don't worry about it because my kid make good grades. My kid go to school. I don't have the teacher calling me. I don't have no problems out of them. That's fine and great and dandy, but that's just a small part of it. That's just a small part of it. What about helping him be a man? What about teaching him how to treat a woman? What about teaching him how to work on things, fix things? What about teaching him work ethic? What about teaching him how to be on time for things? What about teaching him good manners? See, I look at a lot of these kids. I follow a lot of these kids. I talk to a lot of these kids nowadays, and they lack all these things, but they are straight A students. And you, as a parent, you will uphold anything that your child does outside of making A's and B's. If the mother is out there cutting the grass and your child is inside watching TV, what is that teaching them? What is that teaching them? If the mothers, if you say something to him and he says something back to you and y'all going back and forth like y'all two men on the streets, what is that teaching him? And when your son, let me tell you something. When your son starts dating and he meets a father of a girl that he's dating, a lot of young men now, they don't say Mister. They don't say sir. But let me tell you something. Hey, if one of your sons date one of my daughters, I'm not fam, I'm not bro, I'm not cuz, I'm not chief, I'm not big dog, I'm not boss man. I'm not none of those things. Whatever name or whatever, I'm not that. My name is Mr. Stokes. Now, some of your kids will be like, I don't even call my daddy Mr. I don't even say yes sir to my daddy. That's you and your daddy problem. That's you and your daddy problem. But when you come over here, you're going to address me as Mr. Stokes. When I ask you a question, you're going to say, yes, sir. You're not going to say, yeah, uh-huh. That's not what you're going to get. Now, between you and your dad, that's between you and your daddy. That's the type of relationship you and your father established. But you're not going to bring that here because over here, I'm Mr. Stokes. And see, a lot of you fathers, your son will come back and tell you that, and you'll have a problem. You'll be upset. Man, what you got my son to tell me something, Mr. Stokes for? Well, ain't that my name? That's my name, right? Your son a child. Me and him not on the same level. So you getting upset because I told your son, I'm not cuz, chief, whatever. I'm Mr. Stokes. Now you getting upset because I'm saying how he gonna address me at my house. See, fathers, we think that just because our kids make straight A's, that's where the teaching ends. You have a lot of kids, a lot of young men right now that make straight A's and then do pure hell work outside of school. They doing everything else wrong. They lazy. They got smart mouths, talk back, disruptive. They're doing everything else, but you're only focused on, hey, I got a good kid. My kid make the such and such list. But how far? How far? Which one's gonna get your child in trouble quick? You're not teaching him good manners. You're not teaching him how to be a gentleman. You're not teaching him how to be a proper young man. Or he make good A's. He make A's and B's. He's on honor roll. He's this, that. So when you think that just because your child makes A's and B's or makes all A's, you think that's it. It's not. Now, this is just for the fathers, but mothers, this goes for you too. A lot of y'all will uphold y'all son for doing everything else wrong just because, and then you'll run to Facebook and say, well, my son makes A's and B's. I got an honor roll student. He been making A's and B's since such and such. That don't mean nothing when it comes to this over here. Who is teaching him how to be a young man? Them A's and B's not teaching him how to be a young man. Who teaching him how to be a young man? Who's teaching him work ethic? Who's teaching him how to be on time? Who's teaching him how to change oil, change tires, work on cars? Who's teaching him how to cut the yard? Who's teaching him how to treat a woman with respect? Who is teaching him these things? That same effort, that same energy, that same focus you got on him making A's and B's or all A's, you got to have that across the board. We have so many young men around here nowadays that are just failing. And I'm not talking about academically. I'm talking about in life. In life. They are failing because we are fumbling the ball. We are fumbling the ball. And men, you got to see that by you handing the rock to somebody else, you're hoping, depending, that they do what you're supposed to do. But why put that trust in somebody else when you can just keep the rock and teach your son yourself? A's and B's not going to make him a man. All A's not going to make him a man. Yes, I salute, I'm proud of every young man that got A's and B's, that's on honor roll. I'm proud of you. I support you. That is great. But fathers, you have to realize that that right there alone will not make him a good man, will not make him a good father, will not make him a good husband, will not make him a good boyfriend, will not make him a good co-worker, will not make him a good leader. We cannot, just because he makes these grades, let that be it. And we cannot continue to allow our young men talk to us like we are on even playing field when we are not. When we are not. You are not allowed to talk to me like you talk to your homeboy, because I am not your homeboy. I'm your father. You are not allowed to come to me and go to your friend and say, hey, what's up, cuz? And then come home and say, what's up, chief? You are not allowed to go over your girlfriend's house and her father said, how you doing, Anthony? And you say, what's up? Instead of saying, I'm doing fine, Mr. Such and Such. How you doing today? Man, you'll be surprised how that can carry you so far in life. So I just want to tell you that, hey, look, I'm not knocking your kid for having all A's and having A's and B's. I'm not knocking that. I'm proud of them just like you are. But what I am knocking is you thinking that just because your child makes the type of grades that they make, that means they are going to be good young men. We spoil our kids, and that's fine if you want to spoil your child. But just because you spoil your child, you got to think about it. Am I still teaching him how to be a man? Am I still teaching him? Am I still giving him the example that he needs? Or am I just giving him everything he wants, letting him do everything he wants to do just because he made good grades? Something to think about. I want everybody to make good grades. But good grades don't make your son a good young man. That's just a small part. A small part. But you got several different other pieces to make this puzzle complete as far as being a man. Being a man. Because you got some kids that don't have to study, don't have to do nothing, and they just get that academic stuff naturally. But they're sorry on the end of being young men. Because a lot of them don't have the blueprint to go by. And fathers, we have to get that. We have to give them that. We owe them that. So just think about it. I hope everybody enjoy the rest of their weekend. Stay safe. Keep God first. Until next time, as always, I am the Blueprint.